Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Pulse, and today I've brought you a game one of a three-part series between our easterly orange Zerg player, Ignorance. Ignorance is bliss, I do agree. Now Ignorance, I have not heard of Ignorance before, however I am very excited. I'm always excited about StarCraft2 commentaries and games, and this could be a good game. And in our westerly, kind of just below westerly mid position, yellow Terran player, CubePayAso. Now I'm going to call him either Pube. I'm going to call him Pube. Yeah, I'm going to call him Pube. Let's call him Pube. No, let's not call him Pube. I'm going to call him either Cube or Aso to avoid confusion. But again, I've not heard of this guy. He could be incredible, or he could be awful. We'll just have to find out. By the looks of it, he is very good. I mean, on the place where I'll get some of these replays. He's appeared a lot on the brand new replays, playing against some good players. So hopefully this will be a great game. Now, what we're coming out with here, by the looks of things, very standard, very early barracks. No gas, by the looks of things, by Mr. Cube or Pube. Oh no, he is dropping a gas. There we go. So he is dropping a gas. What's Ignorance doing over here? He's dropping his very first expansion, which is very standard for a Zerg player. They like to get out. They need to essentially Zerg players need to be one base over the opposing player. So for example, if Cube has one base, Ignorance ideally needs to have two base at least to be reasonably on par with each other. That's what I'm trying to say. They are, as they're saying here, for some reason, cross-positional, so they're not close to each other, which is which always makes for a good game, because then, by the looks of it, actually, this is the GSL map, as there is a neutral supply depot here, and there should be one over here in Cube's base. There is, yeah. And basically, all that does is to stop. Basically walling in and trapping your opponent in their own base early game, so you know you can't come and drop two or three supply depots here to drop block Mr. Cube into his base, so he can't expand or anything like that. So that's just there to do that, basically. Yeah, Ignorance is coming out with his first expansion. It's just popped now. By the looks of things, he's just droning up very hard, which is very standard for a Zerg player. Still no gas. Spawning pool is out. Most likely see 4 or 6 Zergs coming out soon, shortly. But at the moment, droning up very hard. And I think that's what a Zerg player should be looking to achieve. They should be looking to drone up as much as possible and for as long as possible until the Terran player is then basically being aggressive. But with a Zerg player, they can very easily produce a large army in a very short space of time with these larvae, little larvas. They make up a big army very, very easily and in such a short space of time, so they can drone up very hard and very, very easily. Dropping a spine crawler here to prevent any, so he can drone up harder to prevent any aggression, early game aggression. Maybe a couple of Hellions, as we can see here. So as the looks of it, Cube's coming out with a factory, very early factory, dropping the single gas, coming out with a second command center as well, building it in his base, which is great. One barracks, but as we can see, some very, very early Hellion harassment, which is also very standard against a Zerg player, as they are only droning up very hard here at the moment. So these Hellions could cause real trouble. But we can see a small kind of wall off here. The Queen sitting in this position. This should cover between here, so they're not going to be able to get in this direction. They're going to have to go all the way around here. Another spine crawler over there as well. By the looks of it, Ignorance has spotted this and is moving his drones away, and this spine crawler is really doing some damage. So these Hellions are going to think, hang on, how am I going to do this? I'm not going to be able to do this, I'm going to have to go home. And by the looks of it, that's what they're doing. It's exactly what they're doing. Oh no, maybe it's not. They're standing in the middle of the map trying to get some map control, and they may pop back through when they've got enough numbers. But yeah, as we can see here, coming up with 2 evolution chambers, very interesting. Coming for those double... my mind's gone blank now. I'm such a terrible caster. I'm so terrible. Coming for the double upgrades. That's what I'm trying to say. So he's going for double upgrades. He's going for the long run here, by the looks of it. He's not coming for a 10-minute game where he just sends in a couple of units and it's all over. He wants to go for the long game and a very macro-heavy game. Coming out with the Roach Warren here as well. 2 evolution chambers for some upgrades, as we'll be able to see soon. Which could be really interesting. Meanwhile, Cube's still got these Hellions here in the middle of the base. Doesn't look like he's producing any more because it hasn't gone well. However, he has invested those those resources into those Hellions. Nevertheless, they will become useful, especially as against a Zerg player, against those Zerglings. Be very useful indeed, as they can speed away really quickly. So they're not wasted. They are very useful. Meanwhile, Cube's coming out with this second expansion. He's got it built now, Orbital Command. One more refinery, another one over here. Coming out with a third command center. Very interesting. So he's coming out with a very early third. Most likely dropping it over here, or maybe even over here, but I'd suggest over here because it's a lot easier to defend. Just whip round and defend. So yeah, by the looks of it, coming for a very early expansion. So both players are coming for a very macro-heavy game. But in my opinion, Ignorance needs to send out an Overlord scout or any kind of scouting, so he needs to know what's going on. He needs some secondary scouting, even if it's sacrificial. He needs some scouting. Anyway, what's going on here? Lots of Zerglings at the moment. We're coming out with quite a lot of Zerglings actually, but these taking out that singular Hellion, but that Hellion damaging quite a lot there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Damaging 8 Zerglings in one go, which is very cool. I love those Hellions, they're fantastic. Get them all in the line and then just burn them to a crisp. It's great. But yes, as we can see, Cube's moving his orbital command. Another orbital command. I would have gone maybe the other one, which I can't remember the name of. I'm so terrible. But anyway, yeah, he's dropping his orbital command. These Zerglings coming to have a quick look around. I believe he has just spotted that. Let's have a quick look, if we can. There we go. He has spotted that. Yes, he has spotted that. He does know about all expansions now. My computer is broken. Yeah, he knows about all the expansions now. And Cube is aware of that, and he's popping some of his units here, sieging up his tanks, popping down 2, 3 more bunkers, but these destructible rocks are being well, destroyed by Ignorance's Zerglings, which I'm not sure Cube is aware of. He has no idea that they're breaking down these destructible rocks, and as a result are going to be able to do quite a little bit of damage over here. But there aren't many SCVs, so I think it could be okay. Not too much damage. But we do have this bunker here, and a siege tank, and this siege tank will just about reach the range over here. But what's going on in Ignorance? What's going on in Ignorance's bliss? Oh, what are we coming out without? Coming out with an infestation pit, but coming out with some infestors over here, where I can see a spine somewhere, baneling nest over here. Where's the spire? Where's the spire? There's the spire. There we go. So we're coming out with some banelings, some infestors, and some mutalisks, which are not a great concoction, to be honest. A really horrible concoction as far as Cube is concerned. That's horrible. So we're going Infestor, Mutalisk, and Baneling, which I think to any opposing player is pretty just like, oh my god, this could be horrible. This could really reflect back on me, and really I could lose here. Nevertheless, he's coming out with some burrow research, so that would be really helpful as long as he spreads this creep. He is we're 12 minutes into the game now, and that creep spread isn't that great, to be honest. It should have been kind of mid map by this time, and he needs that creep, I think. So that creep spread should be a little bit more. I think he's probably got the units now to pump out another, just a singular queen. Actually, no, by the looks of it, that's exactly what he's doing. He's pumping out a singular queen to probably solely be used for a creep spread. But he is pumping out these mutalisks at the moment. He is pumping them out. He's got 5 mutalisks in pay at the moment, 35 Zerglings and 64 drones. However, Mr. Cube has also got 65 drones. but he's got 42 Marines and 8 tanks, so he's just going biotank, biotank, biotank by the looks of it. He's not changing into anything else by the looks of it. Just a couple of medivacs as well. I'd like to see a reactor on that starport. Coming out with the armory for the tanks. Trap that tank in there by the looks of it. You don't think he can get out, can he? Oh no, I've done that before. Terrible. Luckily I play Protoss and I've trapped a stalker in there before, but luckily you can get a blink research and then just blink it out. Nevertheless, he's coming out with 2 engineering bays as well. These Mutalisks are pushing in, trying to take out that tank, because that tank has got no way of fighting back. Doing some really major economic damage with these Mutalisks. I hate Mutalist harassment, I really do, and I think any other player would as well. Mr. Overlord over here, possibly for some sacrificial scouting over here as well shortly. We've got 3 barracks over here, another 3 over here, so solely pumping out Marines at the moment. Let's have a look. Marines, 1-4, mainly siege tank and some medivacs. So nothing too exciting or incredibly amazing at the moment. I'd like to see some ghost play. I think that would be really interesting. He's coming out with a level 1 vehicle weapons upgrade and the infantry weapons upgrade level 2. We are coming out with a Ghost Academy. We're coming out with 2 Ghost Academy by the looks of it. Where are they? I wonder where they are. Here they are. We're coming out with 2 Ghost Academies here, so we are going to see some ghost play. Popping up those missile turrets as he's seen those Mutalisks now. But what's going on over here with Mr. Ignorance? He's coming out with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th base now. Coming out with a 5th base, dropping the spine crawlers. And we can see a big push here from CubePayAso. A big push, but solely Marines. I mean, we do have upgrades here. We've got level 1 armor, level 2 weapons upgrade. Only 2 medivacs, which is, by the size of this Marine army, isn't that great. Nevertheless, this tank line is going to prove very horrible for these Zerglings and really do some damage. But they are getting a bit of a surround on these tanks, taking one out and doing major damage to the other, to a couple of others even. But solely at the moment, just stimmed up Marines. Moving into the base, scanning the base. Not seeing much of a reaction to this. We're coming up with we've got 5 Mutalisks, 3 Infestors and 10 Zerglings in play at the moment. What have we got producing? We've got 44 Zerglings, 1 Broodlord in play as well, so he's coming out with the Broodlords, but nevertheless this tank line is really proving difficult, really sat between either base, the main, the natural expansion and all the other expansions here, just sat between them, really causing havoc. Nevertheless, we can see over here we've got 4 more Broodlords, so we've got 5 Broodlords in play shortly. We're coming out with the level 3 melee upgrades for Ignorance as well, and level 2 armor. But mainly at the moment it's Zerglings, Infestors and Broodlords. No Banelings at the moment. I think a Baneling transition would be really helpful right now for Cube. But these Broodlords are looking pretty nasty, and by the looks of it, it's only tanks now. All those Marines have been hacked away by the Zerglings and Broodlords. So by the looks of it, these tanks are going to get taken out. They're just sacrificing themselves. Sacrificing themselves indeed. That's it, game over for that army. Nevertheless, Cube's coming out with a couple of Marines as he spotted this base over here. He's going to go and have a little mooch around, see if he can drop this base, drop this expansion, and I think he may well be able to. Nevertheless, these Zerglings are coming down. This pack of Zerglings are coming up as well. Will they be able to drop it in time? No, I don't think they will. They're solely concentrating on this. Zerglings are real scuttery annoyance there. Still pumping out upgrades for these engineering bay, coming out with the level 2 infantry weapons and the level 3 infantry weapons and the level 2 vehicle weapons. So he's still predominantly sticking with Marine tank and 1 Thor. He's coming out with, wow, that's a lot of ghosts. That's 11 ghosts there. That's a hell of a lot of ghosts. He's coming out with a 5th expansion. Just like Ignorance is. We are seeing a big push from Ignorance now, a responding push to Cube's push. He's dropping an orbital command center here. I'd go Planetary Fortress immediately. Nevertheless, you cannot pick up a Planetary Fortress, so that might prove difficult. However, it will in essence defend itself. Coming up with these ghosts here at the moment. What we're going to see those do, possibly some EMP on those infestors, that would be brilliant. A big fungal growth on these units over here, a massive fungal growth, loads of fungal growth over here, completely destroying, let's put this the hit by points on, completely destroying that army. Some really great play. I would borrow these units as soon as you can, Mr. Ignorance, but then again you have got the scan up there, so that's no good. Wow, taking out a lot of those ghosts. Actually, no, taking out 3 of those ghosts, but damaged them heavily. Look at that damage. All those Marines have gone as well. But now he does have the control of the map at the moment. Lots of Zerglings still in production. What can we see here? We can see 55 Zerglings coming out, so it's predominantly Zerglings. I would go Banelings. I would go Banelings right now and have a good time with Banelings. A really big Baneling push, Baneling bust through all of this. That'd be great. Pushing with Zerglings against this small tank line. Although it is small, it's doing a lot of damage. I mean, there was, what, a good number of Zerglings there, and now, unfortunately, there's hardly any left, and they did no damage at all. These tanks are evil machines, especially with those upgrades as well. We got 7 tanks in play at the moment. No, sorry. Yes, we got 7 tanks in play at the moment. 2 more coming out, 5 Marines, 3 more Ghosts. And Ignorance is coming out with some 5 infestors and more upgrades. Coming out with chitinous plating, level 3 armor, loads more Zerglings, and infestor. He's got that hive tech. I think he should go out with layer tech to be not layer tech. What am I talking about? He's full now. Forget that. Whatever. Coming out with a scan now, and finally transitioning into Banelings. Good choice. I think Banelings now would just be brilliant. I think that would really clench the game right here and really do some real damage to Cube. As far as Cube is concerned, I think he should pump out a lot more medivacs. He needs the stimmed up Marines to fight back those Banelings. He needs the medivacs. He needs the medivacs really, really badly. We don't see any Mutalisks in play at the moment. Or do we? No, we've got no Mutalisks, so he's kind of transitioned out of the Mutalisks. He created a few to make Cube pump out some of these missile turrets and waste his minerals on this missile turrets. So that was good strategical play there from Ignorance, trying to push him and make more and more missile turrets to waste his units. By the looks of it, Cube's coming out. He's fully supply blocked, supply capped even. Coming out predominantly with tanks and Marines again. No transition into anything else. 1 Thor to deal with possible Mutalisk harassment. Another huge batch of Ghosts. 11 Ghosts. But we've got Ultralisks. Ignorance has got Ultralisks. Dropping down a big fungal growth on these tanks and Marines. And dropping through a couple of Banelings. But these Marines are just cutting through those Banelings like butter. They're really doing a lot of damage to those Banelings. These Ghosts cloaking now and doing a lot of damage to this Ultralisk cavern, so you can drop it, prevent any more horrible Ultralisks coming to do lots of splash damage like it's doing on the back of the tank line. But these tanks have just sieged up in time, and wow, dropping an Ultralisk in 1 shot. Incredible play. Yep, Cube is not lost very many units at the moment. Coming out with a level 3 infantry armor as well, so he's going to be pretty much unstoppable. And there we go, there's the GG, well played from Ignorance. What a fantastic game from these two guys. Awesome play from these two players today. Cube came out with some very nice Marine and tank push. A lot of siege tanks here, fully upgraded. He went for upgrades rather than transitioning into different units. So just heavy Marine and tank push, with some Ghosts in the mix. But unfortunately, Ignorance just didn't have the army size, judging by the 5 expansions. He droned up very hard and didn't have the army size as a result to counteract these real nasty tanks here. We've got a lot of tanks in play. Fantastic Marine push, tank push, took out the Ultralisk cavern. Unfortunately, Ignorance didn't have the army size to counteract this. I mean, this tank line is just absolutely indestructible. Taking out an Ultralisk, that's incredible. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. My name is Paul, as always. I've brought you another StarCraft 2 game. Please stay tuned for game number 2 between these two players. Please comment, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed. Please comment and let me know. Thank you very much for watching.